Iran is raising the stakes in this Middle East conflict update. Here are the key insights that you won't want to miss. Iranian armed forces-run Defa Press published a list of potential civilian and military targets in Israel on August 5th, likely to decrease Israel's defense effectiveness. The list includes Israeli military bases, government sites, and civil infrastructure such as airports, gas fields, and power plants. This information is likely intended to spread Israeli air and missile defense assets thin and create panic among civilians. Despite this, Iran may or may not attack these specific targets, as the list seems aimed at creating informational and economic effects rather than identifying precise targets. Iran and its axis of resistance, including Lebanese Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iranian-backed Iraqi militias, are planning coordinated drone and missile attacks on Israel. The operation could involve simultaneous strikes from multiple fronts. Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iraqi militias have all expressed intent to attack Israel. Reports suggest additional groups, such as Iranian-backed militias in Syria and Palestinian fighters in the West Bank, may also participate. Israel's security cabinet is discussing preemptive strikes in response to this imminent threat. Israel is taking significant preemptive measures in response to the Iranian threat. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his security cabinet discussed potential preventative actions or attacks against the axis of resistance, groups planning attacks on Israel. The Israeli Defense Forces have deployed additional forces near Israeli communities adjacent to Tulkarm, preparing for possible infiltration operations from the West Bank. Preemptive strikes in Tulkarm on August 3rd destroyed a militia cell planning an infiltration attack, demonstrating Israel's proactive approach to countering these threats. Iran's planned attack on Israel includes a significant drone and missile threat. Drones and missiles launched from Iraq, Lebanon, and Syria pose a greater challenge for Israel's defense systems due to shorter distances and flight times. The Israeli Defense Forces intercepted the majority of Iranian drones and missiles during an April 2024 attack. The upcoming operation may aim to overwhelm Israel's air defenses, increasing the likelihood of successful strikes on high-value targets. The Israeli government is preparing for potential disruptions to civilian infrastructure and air travel. Regional security cooperation is intensifying ahead of the anticipated Iranian-led attack. United States Central Command Commander General Michael Kurilla met with Israeli Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant on August 5th to finalize United States-Israeli defense coordination. Discussions focused on joint defense preparations and expanding the international coalition facing aggressive activities from Iran. The United States is sending additional military assets to the Middle East, including a carrier strike group, naval cruisers, destroyers, and a squadron of fighter jets. The conflict in Gaza continues to escalate, with the Israeli Defense Forces Air Force conducting strikes on Hamas targets. On August 4th, the Israeli Defense Forces killed Jaber Aziz, commander of Hamas's Sheikh Radwan battalion, in a strike on 2 Hamas command and control sites in Gaza City. Aziz was involved in the October 7th attack and directed numerous plots against Israeli forces. The Israeli Defense Forces also killed Hamas's Minister of Economy, Abdel Fattah al-Zahri, who was involved in weapons production and coordination with other terrorist groups in the Middle East. Hezbollah has conducted multiple drone attacks targeting northern Israel since August 4th. On August 5th, Hezbollah launched a drone wave targeting the Israeli Defense Forces 91st Division barracks in Ayelet HaShahar, injuring 2 Israeli Defense Forces personnel and starting a fire. Additional drone attacks targeted Malkiah and were intercepted over western Galilee and Metula. These attacks are likely in response to previous Israeli strikes. The Israeli Defense Forces also reported an Israeli airstrike in Syria that injured the head of Hezbollah's drone unit, highlighting the ongoing conflict between Hezbollah and Israel.